against the BC Lions.
Leone. This one will bounce. And Jackson picks it up at the 28. 42-yard punt. Jackson brings it back, and Lambala on the tackle. We're in beautiful BC, and the visiting Roughriders have the early. First time in 11 years the Lions don't have Ryan Phillips in that secondary. Let's check in with Faran Lalji.
Yeah, and he's playing coach on the sideline as we try to figure out what happened on that last play. Maybe an area you would have been.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody's kind of living and learning right now. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, but, I mean, guys got to step up and make plays. We can't get caught in between, and because that's the result that you get.
181 consecutive games. How difficult is it to watch this?
I've never been in this position before, so it's definitely difficult. But it's really not about me at this point right now. It's about the team, and I got to be a vet and make sure that I got my guys in the right direction to make a couple more plays.
Can you get a sense of when you might be back?
I say in 2 weeks. I'm banking on 2 weeks, so come this next home game against Toronto, I'll be looking to be in action.
Thanks for this, Ryan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Pulled a hamstring with the touchdown play by Greg Ellingson last week. Somebody out there better stop Weston Dressler.
Yeah.
He's already over 100 yards, and Kevin Glenn is 6 for 6 in the game.
That's Mark Washington, the defensive coordinator's job now. He and Ryan Phillips over there. Coach Phillips got to figure out how to stop Dressler.
Another completion for Glenn. This one not going very far as Taj Smith is met right at midfield. That'll be a loss of 1.
40 career interceptions for the veteran, Ryan Phillips. And I talked to Mark Washington before the game. I said, how important is it to have Ryan on the sideline because you don't have him on the field? And Mark said, yeah, I have an assistant coach on the field when I have number 21 out there. Now I'm just going to have to wait for the guys to come to the bench. And while I'm overseeing the defense, I'm going to expect Ryan to work with this young secondary.
Passing situation, 3-man front for the Lions, 4 receivers to the wide side. Glenn has time, but it's picked off, intercepted by Hoffman-Ellis, and brought down at the 35-yard line. Alex Hoffman-Ellis with the interception.
Hoffman-Ellis shows blitz, comes up into the line of scrimmage. A little bit of a disguise, but was really in the sight line. He's right here, looks like he's going to show blitz, and then he drops out of there. And when he does, Kevin Glenn doesn't see him. He's in the sight line of the quarterback as he flips his head around to that left side and throws it right to 11.
First incompletion on the night for Glenn. And a big chance for the Lions. Well, a hitch goes to Arsenault. And he's bumped out inside the 30-yard line. Looks like Weldon Brown's got the task of shutting down Manny Arsenault tonight.
Yeah, so far that's been the matchup. I mean, they have gone ahead, and Corey Chamberlain told us yesterday Weldon Brown's his best cover man. His best straight cover man in the lineup tonight. And he's got him out there on number 84 for this entire first quarter. And it looks like Brown by that shot was trying to find him. This will be a fun matchup to watch.
9 for Arsenault, 2nd and 1, and plunging ahead for the first down is Harris.
Right now, Manny Arsenault with 2 catches against Weldon Brown. That opening play on the quick slant.
Western All-Star, who had his 12th career 100-yard game last week in Ottawa. 7 catches, targeted 12 times in that game by Lule. First down and the sweep. And it's Shaquille Murray-Lawrence, 21-year-old out of UNLV. National running back who will back up Andrew Harris this year with 4.4 speed. Well, an offensive guru
and former quarterback.
See what Jeff Tedford's offense has on 2nd down and 6. Pressure, crosser, caught, and a big thud on the hit. Tristan Jackson on the tackle as Arsenault upended short of the first down.
Yeah, Tristan Jackson gets him on the opposite side of the formation, but the coverage is Weldon Brown coming all the way across the field here, and he's right in his hip pocket. In that matchup we just showed you, you could see Weldon Brown tracking him, runs around it, and he gets help from his teammate Tristan Jackson, who's sitting on the other side waiting.
So here's Leone, who was 2 for 2 last week, a couple of chip shots from 11 and 12 yards. This from 25. And he sneaks it in. And the Lions are on the board in the final minute of this first quarter. 3 points off the interception turnover by the Roughriders. CFL on TSN continues Monday. It's the Argonauts and the Stampeders. Action kicks off at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on TSN. Trevor Harris has got the Argos out of the gate to 2-0, and the Stamps coming off a loss last week in Montreal. So the Lions on the board, and Kevin Glenn back to work as they take the football at the 35 after the field goal. They'll screen it, and it's the fullback Spencer Moore. Cut down at the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Josh Johnson. Looks like Moore might be used a little bit more. That's his 4th catch of 2015.
More for more.
In his 3rd year, 1 more play, and not one Kevin Glenn pass so far has hit the new carpet here at BC Place. Second and 4. And there looks like there's some confusion, and Glenn's going to have to take a timeout. Not all on the same page.
Timeout, Saskatchewan.
Play call didn't match the personnel grouping because Glenn just pointed to a teammate and then looked at his offensive coordinator, Jacques Chapdelaine, of course, former BC offensive coordinator.
There's the former Lion boss and Simon Fraser, head coach. Boy, he's got that offense purring early in 2015 here with his new team. And there's another familiar face, Dan Durazio, the offensive line coach for many years in BC, now wearing green and white. He's coming in late to work. He's checking in at 4:30. Used to be 1:32 a.m. here.
A.m., yeah.
Bob Smith has a catch, wrestled down by TJ Lee, but it is a first down on the final play of the opening quarter. Kevin Glenn looked sharp, but for one pass. And through 15 minutes here at BC Place, it's the visiting Roughriders with a 7-3 lead. Here are the stats at the end of the first quarter, and Kevin Glenn has played 7 quarters this year, averaging over 100 yards passing per quarter.
You know, we have to take or Kevin Glenn needs us to take the but out of the sentence when we talk about Kevin Glenn. I mean, again, like last week, he plays very well enough to win, 477 yards passing, but for 1 throw. In that first quarter, over 100 yards passing, but for 1 throw. He's got to eliminate the but and continue to play the way he's playing because he's putting the numbers up. He hasn't thrown an incompletion in this game, but he's thrown 1 to the wrong color.
Travel often. See the world.
720 passing yards already this season for Glenn. First down at the 45. Anthony Allen to the right side, cut down by the MOP. Better call Saul. Elamimian with the tackle.
Well, there's the other part of what he brings to the BC Lions defense. He brings this ability to get to the ball as faster than any linebacker in the game. but watch the enthusiasm after the tackle. I mean, he flies over there, makes the play, shoots the gap, gets up, gets his team fired up from the bench all the way out onto the field.
So 2nd and 10. 5-pack of receivers. Pressure on, stood in, got it to Messam. And Elimimian there to make sure he doesn't advance to first down range.
Now that was the 2-and-out for 56. Creates a Saskatchewan 2-and-out with back-to-back plays. First, shooting the gap in the run game, and then look how quickly again he reads where Kevin Glenn is going with the ball as he dumped it to Jerome Messam. Messam couldn't make the cut back on.
Shout out to everybody back.
Wanted to shout out to his brother watching on ESPN3 tonight. Abraham, the defensive backs coach at the University of Hawaii. Good kick into the corner, a 52-yarder by Early. Here comes a good return up across the 30-yard line, a 31-yard return by Alex Tillman. Let's go back to the sidelines. Here again is Farhan.
Guys, Andrew Harris checking into the game, and after last week's game, Wally Bono said Harris's game was average. Jeff Tedford challenged him to break a few more tackles. You're already seeing him doing that in this game. Harris told me he's still needing to trust himself after the leg injury. He's also got to trust his offensive line, and that hasn't been easy to develop that kind of chemistry with that group. He's used to watching film with them, but under Jeff Tedford, he's not allowed to do that. When the offensive line watches film, Harris is in a special teams meeting. So that's the one thing that's his biggest strength. He knows it. It's an ability to set up and read blocks. That's what he's working on in the early going of the season.
That offensive line with 3 imports, and Jeff Tedford said the running game has to be better, and it has to be everybody being better. They get a 15-yard connection to Brian Burnham and a first down here.
Andrew Harris told me as well, just adding to that he has been trying to hang with those big guys off the field as well. Go out for dinner with them, get to know them a little bit better. He said, man, them offensive linemen are different cats, but I want to hang out with them, get on the same page with them.
First down, pressure on. Lule steps up, got a man open, wide open down the sidelines, and Mora couldn't tightrope it any further.
Little mobility from Lule here buys him some time because he looked in trouble as he kind of half rolls to his right, and Alex Hall's up in his face in a heartbeat, steps up in the pocket, and then finds Moore on a 36-yarder, and he just tried to stay in bounds.
So the former Seahawk gets it down inside the 25. Harris, left side, got a hole. Well, the big boys opened something up there for him off the left side behind the new left tackle, Tommy Draheim.
Draheim and Kirby Fabian going to go tight end, and this is exactly what we're talking about with trust. Go ahead and run it, guys. He's going to go to his left, and a little pull out there. He's got Kirby Fabian with the kick out, puts his hand on the back of Jason Foster. Away they go around the edge.
Cam Thorne as part of that double tight end formation. And the Lions into the red zone for the second time in this opening half. They'll swing it to Burnham, trying to get to the edge, cuts back on Mays, and is upended. Nice play there again by Tyree Hollins.
Tyree Hollins is going to rally here, but Terrell Mays makes the play, because if Burnham gets outside here, it's a sprint for the corner of the end zone. And the first tackler on a wide play like this, just to the right of your screen, the first tackler has got to cut off the runner, get him back inside, cutting back where his friends are, and that's exactly what happens, and Hollins brings him down.
Alex Hall to the sidelines. Terrius George checks in. Part of a 3-man front. 2nd and 10. Lule to the end zone, and that's sailed past Brian Burnham, who looks for a flag. And the only flag coming maybe because the Lions were gesturing to toss one. So let's find out. Some of the Lions started to make that gesture, and we've seen that called. What's Tim Croker got?
After the play, objectional conduct. BC number 17. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Austin Collie. And let's see if Jeff Tedford elects to challenge what initially they thought was pass interference. Here comes the challenge flag. Won a couple of challenges last week. See if he's got a case here.
BC is challenging for defensive pass interference on the play. The play will be reviewed.
Brian Burnham on the inside here. He kind of gestures that he felt like he was interfered with, but it would be an illegal contact call. He wasn't the primary target here, I don't believe. Macho Harris turns there. Well, he was. It was over his head.
Little grab on the jersey from Macho Harris.
But that wasn't the gesture to throw a flag.
Collie was a spectator looking for one. Unless he was interfered with too. Let's take a look at 17, maybe.
17 was clean up top there.
Yeah,
very top of your screen. Nothing in the illegal contact area or pass interference there. It's only pass interference when the ball's thrown in your direction, and it was to Burnham. You can see the jersey off his shoulder pad, and that's what Tedford saw. That's what Collie saw, and that's why we have a challenge.
Harris coming off a big rebound game, struggled in the opener, but had a couple of quarterback sacks last week against the Argos.
Remember Brian Burnham last year when he came onto the scene, and I believe it was against the Toronto Argonauts, and I hadn't seen a young receiver go back aggressively to the football like he was. Now, he got hurt in his second game against Calgary, and we didn't see much more of him, but he's got to get that aggressive nature back. Looked impressive.
Especially with Courtney Taylor just about ready to return
after
for
review.
BC.
Pass interference, Saskatchewan number 3. Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
Boy, Jeff Tedford nailed another challenge, and it will be 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah, and you know, Jeff Tedford, you saw just in one of those shots, Austin Collie came to the sideline to talk to him, and I think he convinced him.
Although the penalty was called, so let's see how they sort this out. The Collie penalty still has to be factored in.
That's right. Well, pass interference would put it on the 1 because it was a in the end zone foul.
Although Collie's saying, hey, I was right all along, but he gets paid to catch them, not to call them. So the ball's on the 11.
And I love that rule.
On the play, there was objectional conduct against BC 17. That penalty will be applied. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line.
The Lions get the first down, a new set of downs on that turnover.
And the ball back where it was, but again, 1st and 10. Can make a first down without scoring. So the 6th play of the drive coming up. Travis Lulay 6-2 in his career against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 1 touchdown pass last week. Collie the recipient. Three receivers wide side, looking that way, in behind, and Sean Gore can't reach it. He snuck in behind Tristan Jackson.
Sean Gore runs a beautiful route here, and the ball just thrown a little bit too far. And this is the rust we're talking about, as Gore is going to stem inside, little inside move, and then double move him. Gets in behind coverage and just can't run underneath it.
Lions 0 for 3 in the red zone, 0 for 1 tonight. And that is the first stop by the Roughriders in 9 appearances this year, and they're going to get another stop here as Arsenault is stuffed at the 6. So a problem spot for the Saskatchewan defense has been shored up here. They had allowed 8 touchdowns and 8 score zone appearances by the opposition early in the season.
And they get the second chance here. The Lions do, and the Riders defensively step up and get the stop. You know, that they had to fight that emotional roller coaster a little bit there too on the pass interference challenge.
Terrell Mays with the tackle. Leone out for another short kick. And another field goal for Leone. That's his 4th of the season. All have come inside the 25. 1-point game on a gorgeous night here in Vancouver.
Last week against the Toronto Argonauts, Kevin Glenn, his 8th 400-yard plus passing game at 477, hitting the deep ball. Touchdown throw after touchdown throw. One beauty here to Ryan Smith. Accuracy was there, but for 1 interception. And it was a big one.
Little misdirection in the toss inside to Messam, not going very far. Broken up by Cream Smith. You know, he said that was almost as much fun as that top game he's ever had against the Montreal Alouettes, and there was one in the playoffs that was an overtime thriller. He said the only difference was this one they didn't win, but
well, he played well enough to win last week.
Enjoyed the shootout, and it was fun to watch. 2nd and 6. Flag down. 3-man rush. Glenn's got some time and now takes off and gets up to the 45, close to the first down. And the indication is offside Saskatchewan.
A lot of discussion after the first 2 weeks.
Okay. Offside. Saskatchewan number 88. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Taj Smith.
A lot of discussion about the increase in penalties, and they have gone up this time last year. Obviously a few more illegal contact as defensive backs try and figure it out, but the biggest increase has been in legal procedure, and that's fixable, and that's not a rule change.
What we like is points are up, offense is up, passing yardage up. Glenn got that away just in time, and Allen is swarmed behind the line of scrimmage as Elimimian and company converge, but again, another flag.
Saying holding. Kevin Glenn indicating holding against the offense.
Holding. Saskatchewan number 6. The penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Rob Bagg draws a penalty that's declined in a punt situation for Corey Chamberlain.
Marco Iannuzzi back there tweaked his hamstring in practice this week, but recovered in time to be ready to play tonight. Two returners back for BC with special teams. Usually that means that you're setting up a return rather than going after the block. If you're going to go after the block, you take an extra pass rusher or punt rusher and put them on the line of scrimmage. Get 2 back there means Jeff Tedford wants to catch the